Imagine this. You are crammed in a crowded railway car. But this isn't any normal train car. It's a cattle car, built for transporting livestock. There's barely enough room to breathe. Around you, nearly 100 people are packed together. Some are standing, pressed against the cold metal walls. Others are slammed into the filthy floor, exhausted. A few are lying down, barely clinging to life. The air is heavy, suffocating. The only light comes from tiny holes in the walls, but they don't bring relief, just glimpses of the outside world you can no longer reach. There is no water, no food, no hope. Now, how would you survive knowing the destination is unknown and escape is impossible? Suddenly, the train jerks to a stop. The door creaks open, flooding the car with blinding daylight. You hear sharp barking commands in German. Some people collapse as they step out, their legs too weak to carry them. Others stumble forward, trying to regain their balance. You see a man in SS uniform, clipboard in hand, walking along the line of prisoners. He scans the faces, coldly pointing left or right, separating families with a flick of his wrist. Each movement feels like a death sentence. Minutes later, you are inside the camp. Everything you had is gone. Your belongings, your clothes, even your hair. Instead, you handed a striped uniform and assigned a number. That number isn't just a label. It's your new identity. Your name no longer matters. Think about it for a second. What would it feel like to lose everything that makes you who you are? You will need to wash up before you are assigned to your barracks, a German officer tells you. You are herded into a building that looks like a bathhouse. Inside, you're handed a bar of soap and a towel. A guard gestures towards a door. Beyond it, you see rafts of shower hats hanging from the ceiling. Hundreds of people shuffle inside with you. The door slams shut. The walls are cold, the air damp, but something feels off, too orderly, too final. And that's when you realize it's not a shower. Through small openings in the ceiling, pellets of Cyclone B are dropped into the room. Within moments, the heat of human bodies activates the pellets, releasing a deadly gas. Chaos erupts. People scream, claw at the walls, and try to cover their mouths and noses. But there is no escape. Within minutes, it's silent. This is how Kurt Geron, a brilliant actor and filmmaker, met his tragic end. A man who once stood on stage, commanding applause, now reduced to a number in a gas chamber. Kurt Geron was born on May 11, 1897, in Berlin, into a Jewish family. From a young age, he showed a remarkable talent for the arts. After serving in the military, Geron decided to follow his passion for acting, a choice that would shape his life forever. During the 20s, Geron became one of the most recognizable figures in German theater and cinema. He was a star in Berlin's vibrant cabaret scene. Geron was not just a talented artist, he was a man of charisma, humor, and creativity. But in 1933, his life took a dark turn when the Nazis came to power. As a Jewish artist, Geron became an immediate target of Nazi prosecution. He was banned from working in Germany's film industry and forced to leave everything behind: his career, his home, his friends. First, He fled to France, then to the Netherlands, hoping to continue his work in exile. But in 1940, when the Nazis occupied the Netherlands, his lost sanctuary was gone. In 1943, Gerhard was arrested and deported to Theresienstadt, a concentration camp the Nazis disguised as a model ghetto. They used it as a propaganda tool to fool the international community into believing Jews were treated humanely. In reality, Theresienstadt was a place of starvation, disease, and despair. In 1944, the Nazis decided to produce a propaganda film showcasing Theresienstadt as a thriving Jewish settlement. Kurt Gerhard, once a celebrated director, was coerced into directing the film. The Nazis promised to spare his life if he complied. The film, titled The Führer Gives the Jews a City, depicted an elaborate facade, children laughing and playing, adults engaged in work and cultural activities, families living comfortably, but it was all a lie. Most of the people shown in the film were sent to Auschwitz and killed shortly after the cameras stopped rolling. Gerhard completed the film on September 11, 1944. Just weeks later, he and his wife were deported to Auschwitz. In October 1944, Kurt Gerhard entered a gas chamber. Kurt Gerhard's story is a heartbreaking reminder of how hate and cruelty can destroy even the brightest talents. It also shows the dangerous power of propaganda. Under the Nazis, cinema became a weapon, a tool to manipulate, deceive, and justify atrocities. Films like Triumph of the Will glorified Hitler's regime, while The Eternal Jew spread vile anti-Semitic lies. These works demonstrate how art, when misused, can become a force for evil. Let Kurt Gerhard's story remind us of the importance of protecting truth, freedom, and human dignity. What do you think of this story? Share your thoughts in the comments. Your voice matters. Thank you for watching.